Game of the Week. Of the 7 games played in Week 9 of the Commissioner's Cup, there was really only one game that was close throughout, rain or shine versus Meralco on Sunday. We dubbed this as the game to watch for this past week, and the Elastopainters and Bolts did not disappoint. The imports went at it. Arinze Onuaku had 20 PTS, 11 RBS, 4 STLS and a block, while Reggie Johnson had 21 PTS, 18 RBS, and 3 blocks. The guard matchups between Maverick Ahanmisi Chris Newsome combined 33 PTS, 12 RBS, 10 ASTs, and Chris Newsome Amer combined 40, 17, and 15 were compelling, and the last 5 minutes of regulation in the ultra-close contest were so nerve-wracking, keeping fans and participants on the edges of their seats. At times, it seemed neither team wanted to score for several minutes. The score remained at 96-all as both squads traded miss after miss after miss. In overtime, ROS seized control with some clutch sniping to seize the victory, 106-99. Free throws, particularly missed ones, played a big role in determining the game's outcome, as Meralco, which shot only 20 of 38 from the line for the game, missed several charities in the fourth quarter and overtime, largely leading to its downfall. Top performance of the week, local. In any other week, Troy Rosario's 30 PTS and 12 RBS on 12/19 shooting from the field, including 3/7 from three-point land, in a TNT victory over Meralco, would probably be the top performance. However, it isn't often that a player tallies his PBA career high, a season high overall, including imports, and the first 50-point game in 14 years. Globalport's Stanley Pringle did just that when he scored an even 50, together with 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals, on an impressive 18/30 from the field, 60%, and 9/16 from Rainbow Country, 56%, versus the hapless Colombian Dip, a 133-115 Globalport victory. In the process of scoring his 50, Pringle dazzled the crowd and mesmerized opponents with pull-up jumpers, looping threes from 30 feet out, and razzle-dazzle, herky-jerky, crossovering and leaping over and in between defenders' jackknife layups, capping it all off with a one-handed dunk to reach the half-century mark in points, the first such achievement since big old Aussie Talava scored 51 in 2004. The craziest thing? You sense this isn't a one-time feat for Pringle. With his talent and ability, he can go for the total again, or at least thoroughly entertain us all as he tries. Top performance of the week, import. After Ginebra spanked Alaska in a 105-86 rout to cap off the week's games, I wondered out loud and tweeted, what if Paul Harris of Ginebra never got his thumb caught in a jersey and fractured it 2 years ago in his first game for the Gin Kings and they never got Justin Brownlee to replace him? The growing legend of JB might have never been written. Truly, Brownlee's fate of having joined Ginebra 2 seasons ago as a replacement has reaped much reward for him and his popular ball club. Alaska was looking to bounce back from a poor performance against Meralco the week before, but Ginebra, led by JB, would have none of it. From the get-go, the Gin Kings seized control. Brownlee made sure he thoroughly outshined his import counterpart, and even in the middle of the third quarter, the outcome was practically decided. He finished with 28 points on 57% shooting, grabbed 9 rebounds, issued 8 assists, and had a steal. More importantly, he was in the groove and set the example for everyone else on the team. Brownlee, a quiet operator, inspires his teammates. The team seems to be settling down and finding its rhythm, and much of that is due to their prized import. Special mention goes to Arnett Moultrie of NLEX, who went for 43 points, 14 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks in a loss to San Miguel, and Malcolm White of Globalport, who ably supported Pringle with 28 points, 14 boards, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks against the Dip. Disappointing performance of the week. It was not a good week for the Meralco Bolts. Their import, Onuaku, was a big disappointment against TNT on Friday. He finished with only 8 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists, no blocks, in what we thought would be a colossal encounter with Joshua Smith. It wasn't, as Smith only managed 6 points of his own. Onuaku could not find his offensive groove, even after Smith left the game for good late in the third quarter with a bloody nose and faltered against much smaller defenders when his team needed points late in the game. His poor free throw shooting continues to hurt the Bolts, 4/15 for the week, 26%. Then, against ROS on Sunday, as a team, the Bolts were largely unsuccessful from the free throw line, which simply cost them the game. As above mentioned, they were only 20/38 from the stripe, with Onuaku missing 9 and several key players who usually shoot fairly well missing in the fourth quarter and overtime. Fatigue may have contributed to the slide, though, as the Bolts played their games, both hard-fought, just 2 days apart. Must-see for this week. There are no PBA games this coming week as the league scheduled a break to make way for Gilas Pilipinas' participation in the third window of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. The national squad will face Chinese Taipei in Taipei on June 29 at 7 p.m. and then battle powerful Australia on July 2, 7:30 p.m. at the Philippine Arena in Bulacan. Our national team hopes you are all part of the 50,000 who can make it to the venue and cheer for them against Australia. In any case, both games will be televised on ESPN5 and available on live stream here on ESPN5. Of course, both games are must-see. Laban Pilipinas